Hello friends. You know, every time I think I've seen it all, the world just opens up a little bit more and says, "Oh, you thought so? Take a look at this." And that's exactly what China feels like to me. It's this vast, incredible country we all know for its bustling cities and the Great Wall. But what if I told you there's another side to it? A side tucked away from the world where breathtaking nature and ancient history aren't just in museums, they're a way of life. I'm talking about places where time seems to have just paused. I've heard tales of hidden valleys where turquoise lakes shimmer like scattered jewels, and mysterious mountain villages that cling to cliffs, seemingly defying gravity. These are the places that whisper stories of dynasties past, of spirits and legends, all while the wind whistles through ancient forests and over sacred peaks. It's a world that feels like it's straight out of a beautiful, old storybook, where every path leads to a new discovery, and every face has 1,000 years of history behind their smile. So, what do you say? Let's go on an adventure together. Let's leave the familiar behind and step into this secret world. We're going to explore these incredible mountain realms where traditions are alive, the scenery is almost too beautiful to be real, and, you know me, we're going to find out what's for lunch. Come on, let's go see what we can find. It's gonna be amazing. Our first stop is a village that's literally hanging on a mountainside. This is Huangling, in Jiangxi province, and when you arrive, you just have to stop and stare. It's like a painting come to life. The houses, with their white walls and dark swooping roofs, are built in this classic Huizhou style. They look like they've been here forever, perched one on top of the other, climbing up the hill. It's not a museum piece though. This is a living, breathing village. It's one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. You walk through these narrow stone lanes and you can feel the history under your feet. Every corner you turn, there's another perfect view. But what really gets you, what makes this place so unique, is the color. On the rooftops, on these round bamboo trays, the villagers lay out their harvests to dry in the sun. It's a tradition they call shai qiu. You see these vibrant splashes of red chilies, golden corn, and bright yellow chrysanthemums. It's like the village is decorated with its own bounty. It's just incredible. And the smells, oh the smells! The air is filled with this mix of drying herbs, chili peppers, and something sweet and earthy. It makes you instantly hungry. You know me, my first question is always, what is everyone eating? And the people here, they are so proud to tell you. They point to the drying racks and then to the kitchens, and you know everything is as fresh as it gets. It's this beautiful, direct connection between the land and the plate. Now you might think a place this ancient would be, let's say, rustic. And it is, in all the best ways. But they've done something brilliant here. They've managed to preserve the soul of the village while making it comfortable for visitors. You can stay in these beautifully restored old houses that have all the modern comforts inside. So you get to sleep within these ancient walls but still have a nice hot shower. It's the perfect blend of authenticity and, well, not roughing it. I met a woman who was arranging her chili peppers on a tray. She had this incredible smile, and her hands moved with a grace that only comes from doing something 1,000 times. She didn't speak a word of English, and my Mandarin is, let's be honest, terrible. But we just stood there smiling at each other, and she offered me a dried chili. It was this moment of pure human connection, no words needed. It's those moments that you travel for. The whole village feels like a community effort. Everyone is part of this living tapestry. You see grandparents watching the kids play, neighbors helping each other with the harvest, and everyone stops to say hello. It's a rhythm of life that feels so calm and purposeful. You start to think, maybe we've got it all wrong in our busy cities. Maybe this is how it's supposed to be. As the sun sets, the village begins to glow. Lanterns light up, casting a warm golden light on the stone paths. You can hear the gentle clatter of chopsticks from open doorways, and the sound of laughter. I found a little restaurant with a balcony overlooking the valley, and I just sat there, eating delicious local food, watching the stars come out over the mountains. It was pure magic. This isn't just a place to see, it's a place to feel. From the warm, colorful hills of Huangling, we're heading way up. I mean, way up to the border of Yunnan and Tibet. This is the Meili snow mountain range, and let me tell you, it takes your breath away. And I don't just mean because of the altitude, although, that's part of it. These mountains, They have a presence. They feel alive. They're not just lumps of rock and ice, they are sacred. For Tibetan Buddhists, this is one of the most holy places on earth. The main peak, Kawagebo, stands over 22,000 feet tall. It's this perfect, sharp pyramid of snow and rock, and here's something amazing. It has never been climbed, not once. Several attempts have been made, but every single one has ended in tragedy. The local people believe the mountain is the home of a warrior god who protects them, and he doesn't want to be disturbed. So, out of respect, the government has banned all future climbing attempts. It's a mountain that commands respect, and it gets it. You feel that spirituality everywhere. The air is thin and crisp, and the only sounds are the wind and the flapping of prayer flags. These colorful flags are strung up everywhere, sending prayers and blessings out into the world with every gust of wind. It's beautiful. You see pilgrims, some of whom have walked for weeks or even months, making their way around the base of the mountain. It's a journey of devotion, a physical and spiritual test. I watched a group of them at a monastery spinning prayer wheels and chanting. There was such a sense of peace and purpose in what they were doing. It wasn't for show, it was a deeply personal act of faith. They believe their ancestral spirits reside in these peaks, watching over them, protecting them, and when you're here, looking up at these immense, silent giants, it's easy to understand why. You feel incredibly small, but also protected. I got to share a cup of yak butter tea with a monk. It's an acquired taste. It's salty and buttery, and it's meant to give you energy for the high altitude. We sat in this simple room, warmed by a small stove, and he told me stories about the mountain. He spoke of the god Kawagebo as if he were a real person, a neighbor. He said the mountain decides when to show itself. It's often shrouded in clouds, and seeing the peak is considered a huge blessing. The next morning, I got up before dawn. It was freezing cold, but I stood with a small group of pilgrims, all of us staring at the mountain range in the dark. And then, it happened. The first rays of sun hit the very top of Kawagebo, and it lit up like it was on fire. This incredible golden light spread down the peak, while everything else was still in shadow. It's a phenomenon they call the golden spear. Everyone around me gasped. Some people started praying. It was one of the most moving things I have ever witnessed. You can't come to a place like this and not be changed by it. It's not about conquering the mountain. It's about letting the mountain conquer you. It makes you think about what's truly important. It's a lesson in humility and respect, for nature and for the beliefs of others. And as I left, I looked back at the prayer flags, and I felt like I was leaving a little piece of my own good wishes there with them, fluttering in the wind. Okay, so picture this. You have an old abandoned quarry. What do you do with it? Well, if you're in Wangian Valley, you turn it into one of the most spectacular, fantastical places on the planet. This place is unbelievable. It's like they took a village from a fantasy movie and built it for real on the side of a cliff. I mean, houses are literally hanging off the rock face, connected by winding staircases and suspended walkways. It's wild. The story here is all about transformation. This was once a scar on the landscape, a place where stone was cut away. Now, it's a place of breathtaking beauty. As you walk in, the first thing that hits you is the sound of water. There are waterfalls everywhere, cascading down the cliffs, flowing under the bridges, and feeding into a river at the bottom of the valley. It feels so lush and alive, a complete rebirth of the land. And the houses. They look like ancient temples, with their traditional-style roofs and wooden balconies, but they're built right into the cliffs. You walk across these suspension bridges, a little wobbly, and you look down, way down, to the river below. It's not for the faint of heart, let me tell you. But the views are just out of this world. You can wander for hours, exploring all the little nooks and crannies, each one leading to another stunning vista. They've even built a rafting route that goes through the valley. It's not exactly whitewater rafting, it's more of a dramatic float. You get in a boat and drift down the river, looking up at these incredible cliffside structures towering above you. It gives you a whole different perspective. You feel like you're journeying through a lost world. It's the kind of thing that makes you laugh out loud because it's so wonderfully over the top. But the real magic of Wangian Valley happens when the sun goes down. The entire place lights up. And I don't just mean a few streetlights. The houses, the bridges, the waterfalls, everything is illuminated with this warm golden light. It looks like a city of stars has descended into the valley. It is absolutely, jaw-droppingly beautiful. You just stand there and think, how is this even real? Of course, you know what I was thinking. With views like this, there has to be a good place to eat, right? And there is. There are these little restaurants built into the cliffs. I found one with a tiny balcony that hung right out over the valley. I'm sitting there, eating these amazing local dishes, spicy fish, bamboo shoots, all this incredible stuff, and I'm looking at this impossible, illuminated city. It's dinner and a show, and the show is one of the greatest on earth. This place is a testament to imagination. It's about seeing potential where others see ruin. It's about creating beauty and joy. It's playful and awe-inspiring at the same time. It's a reminder that sometimes, the craziest ideas are the best ones. I mean, who thinks of building a village on a cliff in an old quarry? Someone with a brilliant, wonderful imagination. That's who, and I'm so glad they did. If you've ever wanted to feel like you're flying, I mean really flying, then you have to go to Tian Men Mountain. The journey itself is an adventure. It starts with a cable car ride, but this isn't just any cable car. It's the longest one in the world. It takes you from the city of Zhangji. Up over forests and fields, climbing higher and higher for almost 30 minutes. Your ears pop, and the world below just shrinks away. It's spectacular and honestly, a little terrifying. As you get closer to the top, the mountain starts to reveal its secrets. The whole area is often covered in this thick, swirling mist. Peaks appear and disappear like ghosts in the clouds. It feels completely ethereal, like you're ascending into another realm. And then, you see it, Tian Men Cave. It's this massive natural arch right through the mountain. It's so big, airplanes have flown through it. They call it Heaven's Door, and you can see why. It looks like a gateway to the sky. To get to Heaven's Door, you have two choices. You can take an escalator that's been built inside the mountain, which is an engineering marvel in itself, or you can climb the stairway to heaven. It's 999 steps, rising up at a very steep angle. Why 999? Because 9 is a lucky number in Chinese culture, representing eternity and good fortune. Let me tell you, climbing those steps, you feel every single one. But when you get to the top and look back through that incredible arch, it's worth it. But Tian Men Mountain has another trick up its sleeve, and this one is for the real thrill seekers. The glass skywalks. These are pathways made of crystal clear glass, bolted to the side of a vertical cliff, thousands of feet up. You have to wear these little booties over your shoes so you don't scratch the glass. And then, you step out. You look down, and there is nothing but air between you and the bottom of the valley. It is the strangest, most exhilarating feeling. My legs were shaking. I saw people clinging to the rock face, too scared to move. I saw others lying down on the glass to take selfies. Me? I was doing a little bit of both. You force yourself to take a step, and another, and you realize you're fine. You're walking on air. It's a total mind game. The views are, of course, insane. You feel like a bird, perched on the edge of the world. It's an experience you will never, ever forget. And then there's the road. To get down from the mountain, you can take a bus down one of the most incredible roads ever built. It's called the 99 Bend Road, and it is exactly that. It's a winding, coiling serpent of a road that twists and turns back on itself 99 times. From the top, it looks like a ribbon that someone has dropped on the mountainside. The bus ride down is its own kind of roller coaster. Tian Men Mountain is a place of drama and superlatives. The longest cable car, the biggest arch, the scariest skywalk, the twistiest road. It's like nature and humanity got together and decided to create the most epic theme park in the world. But it's more than that. Standing there, in the mist, looking through Heaven's Door, you feel a sense of wonder that's profound. It really does feel like you're on top of the world, knocking on Heaven's door. I want you to imagine the color blue. Now imagine the most intense, vivid, brilliant blue you can possibly think of. Now multiply that by 1,000. That's what the water looks like in Jujigu. This place, I don't have the words, it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site in Sichuan Province, and it is without a doubt one of the most beautiful places on the face of the earth. I'm not exaggerating, it's like walking into a dream. Jujigu means Valley of Nine Villages, named for the 9 Tibetan villages that are scattered throughout the park, and while the villages are wonderful, the star of the show here is the water. The lakes, they call them haisi or seas, are this unbelievable shade of turquoise and sapphire. The water is so clear you can see the trunks of ancient trees lying perfectly preserved on the bottom, dozens of feet below. It's like looking into an aquarium created by Mother Nature. The reason for the color is the high concentration of minerals in the water, but knowing the science doesn't make it any less magical. You walk along these wooden boardwalks that meander through the valley, and every few steps the view changes. You come across Five Flower Lake, where the water has patches of blue, green, yellow, and red. Then there's Norilang Falls, this massive wide curtain of water that thunders down into the pools below. It's a symphony of color and sound. You have the vibrant blue of the water, the deep green of the ancient forests that surround it, and in the autumn, the fiery reds, oranges, and yellows of the leaves. And all the while, you hear the sound of waterfalls, from gentle trickles to roaring cascades. It's an assault on the senses in the best possible way. You just want to sit down and absorb it all. The name, Valley of Nine Villages, is important. This is still the home of the Tibetan people. You see their beautiful, decorated houses, the prayer flags, and the water-powered prayer wheels that spin continuously. They have lived in harmony with this incredible landscape for centuries. Their culture is woven into the fabric of the valley. It's not just a nature preserve, it's a cultural one too. I stopped in one of the villages and found a woman selling handicrafts. She was weaving this intricate, colorful sash. Her hands were so skilled. She showed me some of the local jewelry, made with silver and turquoise stones that mirrored the color of the lakes. It's this beautiful expression of their identity, and their connection to this place. Of course I had to buy something. How could you not? It's like taking a little piece of the magic home with you. And the food. Oh, the food. I found a small place serving Tibetan specialties. I had yak meat with potatoes and some tsampa, which is roasted barley flour. It's hearty, simple, and delicious. It's food that's meant to sustain you in the mountains, and eating it there, surrounded by all that beauty, just makes it taste even better. It's all part of the experience, right? The sights, the sounds, the smells, the tastes. That's how you truly get to know a place. In a country with so many incredible mountains, what does it take to be considered the most important, the most sacred of them all? Well, that's Mount Tai. For thousands of years, this mountain in Shandong province has been a place of pilgrimage for emperors and commoners alike. It's not the tallest or the most dramatic-looking mountain in China, but its cultural significance is, pardon the pun, monumental. It's considered the foremost of the 5 great mountains of China. The journey up Mount Tai is a journey through history. There are over 7,000 stone steps leading to the summit, and these aren't just any steps. They've been walked by emperors, poets, scholars, and pilgrims for millennia. As you climb, you pass ancient temples, stone tablets with inscriptions from famous calligraphers, and gnarled old pine trees that look like they've seen it all. You can literally feel the weight of history with every step you take. It's a tough climb, I'm not gonna lie. My legs were burning, but you're not alone. You're surrounded by people of all ages, from young students to elderly grandparents, all making their way to the top. There's this incredible sense of shared purpose. People encourage each other, they share water, they smile. It's a communal effort, and for those who can't make the climb, there's a cable car, so everyone can experience the summit. Why do they do it? For centuries, climbing Mount Tai has been associated with good fortune and a long life. There's a saying, if you climb Mount Tai, you will live to be 100. The mountain also symbolizes birth and renewal. Emperors would come here to pay homage to heaven and earth, to ensure a good harvest and the stability of their empire. It was the ultimate power move. Standing on the summit was like having a direct line to the gods. I saw a family carrying their young child up the mountain. They told me it was a tradition to bring the new generation to the mountain to ask for blessings of health and a good future. It was so moving. This isn't just a tourist attraction, it's a living tradition that connects families across generations. It's about hope and faith and the desire for a better life. The ultimate prize for those who make the climb is the sunrise. People will hike through the night or stay in a hotel on the summit just to witness it. I did it. I woke up in the dark and the cold, and joined a huge crowd of people huddled together, all facing east. And then, slowly, the sky began to lighten, and the sun emerged from a sea of clouds. A collective gasp went through the crowd. It felt like watching the world being born. Standing there, on the summit of China's most sacred mountain, watching that sunrise, you understand. You understand why this place has held such power over people for so long. It's a moment of pure awe. It makes you feel connected to something much bigger than yourself, to nature, to history, to the millions of people who have stood in that exact spot and felt that exact same feeling. It's more than just a beautiful view, it's a spiritual experience. And yes, my legs were sore for days, but it was worth every single step. I've seen some amazing landscapes in my travels, but I have never seen anything like the Yunha Terrace Fields. This is artistry on a scale that is almost impossible to comprehend. For over 1,000 years, the Han and Yi people in Yunnan province have been carving these intricate rice terraces into the mountainsides. It's not just a farm, it's a masterpiece, a living, breathing sculpture that covers entire mountains. From a viewpoint, the terraces cascade down the slopes like a giant flowing staircase. Depending on the season, the view is completely different. I was there in the late spring after the paddies have been flooded with water, and what you see is just breathtaking. The water in each terrace acts like a mirror, reflecting the sky. So you have thousands of these little broken mirrors, all shimmering and reflecting the clouds and the blue sky. It's like the mountain has been shattered into 1,000,000 pieces of heaven. Then, as the sun begins to set, the magic really happens. The colors of the sky, the pinks, the oranges, the purples, are all reflected in the water. The entire landscape glows. It's a photographer's paradise, and you see them everywhere, with their tripods set up, waiting for that perfect shot. But even the best photograph can't truly capture the feeling of being there, of watching the light dance across this incredible man-made wonder. This isn't just for show though. This is a functioning agricultural system, perfected over centuries. The Han people created this incredibly complex system of channels and ditches to bring water from the forested mountaintops down to the terraces. It's a perfect ecological loop. The forests capture the water, the terraces store it, and the water grows the rice that feeds the people. It's a model of sustainable agriculture that has worked for 1,300 years. You can walk down into the terraces, along the narrow earthen banks that separate the paddies. You see villagers, often in their traditional colorful clothing, tending to the rice seedlings. You might see water buffalo slowly plowing through the mud. It's a glimpse into a way of life that is so deeply connected to the land and the seasons. The rhythm of life here is dictated by the rice. I visited one of the local Shi ethnic villages that dot the landscape. The houses are unique, often made with mushroom-shaped roofs. I was invited into a home for a meal, and what did we eat? Rice, of course, but rice that they had grown right there, in those terraces. And it was delicious. We also had smoked meats and fresh vegetables from their garden. The hospitality was so warm and genuine. They were so proud of their home, and rightly so. The best times to see the terraces are during 2 windows, from December to April, when they are filled with water, and in September, just before the harvest, when the rice turns a brilliant gold. The whole landscape looks like it's made of gold. But honestly, I think it would be beautiful at any time of year. It's a testament to human ingenuity, perseverance, and artistry. It's proof that people can work with nature, not against it, to create something of enduring beauty and purpose. Our final journey takes us to a place that, until very recently, was one of the most remote and inaccessible in all of China, the Liangshan Mountains in Sichuan. This is not a polished tourist destination. This is rugged, wild, and profoundly authentic. The name Liangshan means cool mountains, and it's a vast, sprawling region of deep gorges, high peaks, and untamed rivers. It's a place that feels like it's at the very edge of the world. This is the heartland of the Yi people, one of China's largest ethnic minorities. They have a culture and a history that is completely their own. They have their own language, their own script, their own unique traditions. For centuries, these mountains have been their fortress, protecting them and isolating them from the outside world. The terrain here is just dramatic. The roads wind precariously along the edges of cliffs, with 1,000-foot drops into the gorges below. The Yi people are known for their hospitality and their love of celebration. I was lucky enough to be there during a local festival. The energy was incredible. Everyone was dressed in these amazing traditional outfits, the women in elaborate headdresses and colorful pleated skirts. The men in black turbans and capes. There was music, dancing, and even wrestling and horse racing. It was a joyous, vibrant explosion of culture. And the food. Of course, the food. The centerpiece of any celebration is a huge feast. They roast whole pigs and goats over open fires. The smell of roasting meat fills the air. I was handed a piece of slow-roasted pork, and it was unbelievable. Crispy on the outside, tender on the inside, smoky and delicious. It's simple, communal food, meant to be shared with friends and family, and when you're there, you're treated like family. For a long time, many villages in Liangshan were completely cut off. To get from one place to another, people had to climb these terrifying handmade ladders up and down the cliffs. They were called sky ladders. But in recent years, there has been a massive effort to build new roads, bridges, and even steel ladders to connect these remote communities. It's changing lives, giving people access to schools, healthcare, and new opportunities. I visited a village that used to be a sky ladder village. The old vine ladder is still there, a reminder of the past. But now, there's a sturdy steel staircase zigzagging up the cliff face. It's still a heck of a climb, but it's safe. I spoke to a young man who told me that before the new ladder, he had to climb the vine ladder for 2 hours just to get to school. It's a powerful reminder of the hardships people have faced, and the incredible resilience of the human spirit. Liangshan is a place of contrast. It's a land of stark, breathtaking beauty, and real, tangible poverty. It's a place where ancient traditions are meeting the modern world head-on. It's not an easy place to visit, and it's not for everyone. But if you come here with an open heart and an adventurous spirit, you will be rewarded with an experience that is raw, real, and unforgettable. You'll meet people whose warmth and strength will stay with you long after you've left their cool mountains. So, what do you think? From villages hanging on cliffs to mountains that touch the heavens, we've seen a side of China that's just magical. Now, I want you to close your eyes for a second. No, really. Imagine yourself there. Can you feel the cool mist from a waterfall in Wangian Valley? Can you hear the prayer flags flapping in the wind on Meili Snow Mountain? Can you taste that incredible roasted pork with the Yi people? It's amazing, isn't it? These places are more than just beautiful pictures. They are worlds filled with stories, legends, and a way of life that has endured for centuries. They are a reminder that even in our fast-paced modern world, there are still pockets of magic to be found, places where time moves a little slower and the connection to the land and to each other is what matters most. The world is so full of wonder, and these hidden villages are proof of that. My advice to you is simple: go, or if you can't go, then dream. Seek out the magic in your own world. Ask questions, be curious, try the thing on the menu you can't pronounce. The greatest adventures are born from that little voice inside that says, I wonder what's over there. So, keep wondering, and keep exploring, because the world is waiting for you, and trust me, it's delicious.